Welcome back. It is day 6 of the Run It Up challenge. Today is Thursday, December 18th, and we had a really good night last night. So, here's the lineup that we put out. I tweeted this out last night. It racked up 288 points, which is going to be a solid night just about any night on the slate. Um, well over 5 times value, approaching 6 times value in this lineup, and just really liked it. So let's get right into it. Clearly, we benefited from the crazy game that was the Memphis Spurs game last night. Triple overtime is awesome for your fantasy players, assuming they don't foul out. And I believe there was a stat I saw that no one fouled out in this game, which is pretty unlikely in a 3 overtime game. So that was pretty remarkable. We had Gasol and Duncan, who both had really good nights. Gasol basically needed all 15 extra minutes to get to his 5 times value. I think he was, let's see, 8,700 or 8,900, 8,700. So he basically needed it. Duncan just blew away his number from 8,600. So putting up a 60 spot is enormous. Just a really crazy game. We benefited. I think that Duncan, well, I know that Duncan played 48 minutes last night, which I believe is the most he's played in any game since 2006. So both guys played well. We got a little lucky that game went to 3 overtimes, but we will take it. We're not going to throw those points back. Moving right along, Dennis Schroeder. It's pronounced Schroeder. Really nice game. He didn't play a lot of minutes in this one. I think he actually sat out the entire second quarter. He only played, let's see, 22 minutes, which is only a handful, not even a handful. I mean, it's only three to five more than what he normally plays on any given night. But with the offense kind of running through him, he put up a really nice game, over 9 times value, approaching 10 times value. So really happy there. He was no secret being owned in over 37% of the lineups, but really great play right there. Dirk did his job. He picked up 37 points from us. For us. And what we did is we rode a couple of Milwaukee Bucks with Jabari Parker being out and their front court being a little banged up. We went with Chris Middleton and Brandon Knight. Middleton was, I think, 4,900. So 25 would have been 5 times value. He hit that, approached 6 times value. Brandon Knight did not actually hit value. So 6,600. So he would have needed over 30 to hit just 5 times. He didn't hit it, but didn't kill us. What did hurt was Jody Meeks only putting up an 11 spot. He was only 3,300, excuse me. So, we would have been happy with 15 or 18 points, but I thought there was just way more opportunity there for Jody Meeks. So that was a little bit disappointing. It didn't hurt us points-wise. It's not a big deal when Jody Meeks goes for 3 or 4 times value as opposed to when a guy like LeBron goes for it, because that's going to set you 20 or 30 points behind. So we were only really 4 or 10 points off the pace. So not terrible, but I thought we were going to see a big night from Jody Meeks, and we just didn't get it. Finally, in one of the late games, we did have Damian Lillard, who had just an absolutely solid night. Yet again, he was $8,400. So anything over 40 is great. 48 is basically 6 times value, rounding it up, not just doing the math in my head here. So overall, a very solid night. So how did our contest wind up? Well, I am happy to say that we completely sweeped last night. So what the lineup that I was just showing you was the $2 layup. So as usual, avoid this one. This is a different project with a different lineup. It had LeBron in it. We got killed. And this is a different project as well. So just keep an eye on the 288s. So we cashed for $6 in the $2 GPP. And we had 7 different heads-up matches. And, of course, I'm very happy to say we won all 7. So 288 was good for the clean sweep, which was much needed as we were grinding our way back in this challenge. So just to recap, on night 1, My mistake. We lost the entire 10% of the bankroll that we had out there, so that was my fault. We've been grinding it away to get back ever since to make up that 10%. Right now, I believe we are right back to 100, or maybe just a few cents below, maybe $98 or $99. But we're right there. So very happy with that. Last night was obviously huge for it, claiming victory against everyone that we saw. So let's turn our attention to today, which again would be day 6. I think that's right. Day 6. There are only 4 games on the slate tonight for the NBA. Let's see if I have them up here. Here we go. So there's only 4 games tonight. You know, there's not a lot that I love. I might not go with the full 10% on the line. I'm thinking that we really could just throw out one GPP lineup and just see what happens. It's when there's a small slate like this, there's a lot of the same lineups out there. It's harder to fade the big names. You know, it's just kind of puts us into an awkward position. So I haven't started the research yet for tonight, but just glancing at everything, we might just do one $2 GPP entry, and call it a night. So quickly, let's just take a peek at the matchups for this evening. The Knicks are at Chicago. So the Bulls are a big-time favorite, 13 points. Carmelo Anthony is doubtful for this evening with a knee injury. They're saying, Roto World is saying that he's expected to get surgery in the offseason, and they're just trying to keep it from being terrible for a while. So his knee is acting up, and he is doubtful for tonight. Amari Stoudemire has already been ruled out, so he's getting rest tonight. So what that means is there's going to be a lot of opportunity for guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., who might be able to get all the minutes he can handle, which let's quickly, you know what, let's just do this. Quickly, let's see how much Hardaway is for tonight. Tim Hardaway is 5,400. Let's plug him in. Another guy that benefits from Amari being out is Quincy AC, who is the minimum price. So if you see basically any game this season, he's been in double-digit fantasy points. A game where he did play 31 minutes, he was able to hit what would have been, let's see, what's that, 9 times value that night. So Quincy AC with minutes and opportunity could be a nice play. So quickly just throw those in there as placeholders. So let's move right along. Houston on the second night of a back-to-back, and their game went to overtime last night, is going up against the Pelicans. James Harden is just absolutely a freak, and the guy continues to hit value, gets to the free throw line so often. So let's look at Harden here, see what he did last night. 21 free throws last night. He made 18 of them. He scored 41 points. He's incredible. He continues to just obliterate opposing defenses. Look at this. Look at his last 4 nights. 55 points, 55 fantasy points is his worst night in the last 4 games. That's pretty incredible. I don't know. I'll wait to hear if they're going to try to limit him tonight. I doubt it. I mean, the guy plays a lot of minutes, but let's see what happens, because it is, again, the second night of a back-to-back, and they did go to overtime last night. So he may lose just a few minutes tonight, but keep an eye on it. He would be a guy that would be hard to avoid as well. Moving along here, Sacramento and Milwaukee. I heard, I don't remember who said this. I think I saw it on Twitter, so I apologize for not crediting you. But somebody said that the Milwaukee Bucks are the Bermuda Triangle of daily fantasy, and that is pretty accurate. We had 2 Bucks in the lineup last night, and I constantly find myself wanting to play Bucks because they do have a lot of decent players who are priced reasonably, because they don't have a ton of superstars, and guys produce. So they always have very tempting players, but Jason Kidd is unpredictable, I guess is a way to put it, and the minutes vary so often, and he runs through basically a 12-man rotation. It makes it hard to really trust anybody on the Bucks. So Jabari Parker's out. Chris Middleton, again, could be a decent play. Jared Dudley actually got the start last night. Let's see what Dudley did last night. So he actually got the start, played 27 minutes. Didn't really do much. He would be hard to trust. There's not a lot of guys on Milwaukee that I would go with right now. Let's see what Middleton's price is. 5,600, which I believe was 5,500 last night. Oh, I'm sorry, 4,900. So he's jumped up pretty big. DraftKings knowing the opportunity with Parker being out. Okay. And also DeMarcus Cousins is possible for tonight. Or I'm sorry, probable for tonight. So he appears to be getting back in the lineup. It's been a couple weeks since he's played, and he will be on a minutes restriction. Let's see what his price is. Yeah, 10,000 is just too much because it doesn't seem like he's going to get the full workload. So I will probably be, I'll definitely be avoiding Boogie tonight. But keep an eye on him because if he looks good, we'll see how quickly that minutes limitation goes away. Okay, and then finally, the highest total of the night, and also the lowest spread. So that would predict and say that both teams are going to be scoring a lot of points, over 100. Is obviously the premier game of the night. It's Oklahoma City and Golden State. I believe there's going to be a ton of Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook stacks tonight at guard. They're both in great opportunities. It's going to be really hard to not play them. So let's see what we could do if we plugged in. Let's go Steph Curry. If we stuck Westbrook at the guard position. Let's fill in a small forward. I'm just throwing these out here now. You could go Dudley and hope that he has a bounce back game from last night. Iguodala's been reasonable the last 3. He would have hit value in all of those nights 5 times or 6 times. I can't stand Andre Iguodala though, so he's tough to plug in. Let's keep going down the list here, see if we can find any value at any of these positions. Small forward. Put a tab on Dudley. He's a little high risk, but it's tough tonight. Okay, Derrick Rose I believe is questionable, so Mike Dunleavy. Let's see. I believe would just plug into the starting lineup, and he plays a ton anyway. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of... Where is he? I'm thinking of HINRICH. Which we already have a couple of guards. I don't mind the Dunleavy play at small forward. He's only 4,700. If Rose is out of the lineup, you think that he could handle a little more of the workload as far as the offense going through him. Pretty interesting. He's going to be out there on the court a ton and would only need 20, 25 points to hit value. Okay, so let's plug in Dunleavy. That's interesting. Do we have any value plays at center tonight? Bogut's out. Oh, this position gets ugly really, really fast. Wow. In a 4-game slate where your big guy Cousins is going to be on a minutes limit. What's Noah's status for tonight? They're saying questionable. Was there for shoot around tonight. All right, looks like he's going to play. I don't know if we can afford him though, to be honest with you. If we plugged him in, we'd have to really go value at our last 2 spots. So all right, we can come back to center, but oh man, it just gets really ugly really fast. I don't know who I would play. I mean, Dwight Howard's going to be expensive. If we can't afford Noah, we can't afford Howard. Larry Sanders is interesting, but I don't love him. Yeah, I mean, did you see that twice in the last 4 games? He's only played exactly 13 minutes. That's not. I don't want to take that risk. Oh man. Reggie Evans' value is now back to little because Boogie's back. It's really ugly. You might have to pay up for center. We might have to drop one of these guards and pay up for center. Let's assume. Let's see if we can plug Noah in and where we can go from here. So we only have 3,800 left for the last two positions. We know Stoudemire's out. We plugged AC in. Spates is always a decent play, but still, wow. I mean, we got to get down here towards like the bottom of the barrel. It's really bad. It's really ugly. So I don't want to sit here and do this. I mean, a lot of I don't want to start creating this lineup because it's probably gonna be nothing near the final lineup. But there's a starting point. I think Hardaway, AC probably be highly owned. I think Curry and Westbrook will be stacked a lot. You might be able to get off of it and go with somebody else. Go with Harden maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, what I'm going to do is what I did last night where I tweeted out the lineup when it was finalized. Here it is. So I tweeted this out last night as far as what we were going to go with after I finalized it because we didn't do it here on the video. So give me a follow. It's at the DF Rankings. I will be making a post on dailyfantasyrankings.com with the updated bankroll, and I'll tweet out some of my thoughts as far as the picks for tonight. Okay, talk to you soon. See ya.